Good morning everyone, this is day 2 of the Aprilia day and I've actually decided to stay for day 2 as well. There were a few crashes unfortunately and someone gave me their day for day 2, so I couldn't really say no, especially looking at the fantastic weather. By the way, excuse the bedhead look, I've just woken up not too long ago. I'll show you everything, but look at that weather, it looks absolutely brilliant. The views aren't very good because this is the extractor fan I think for the kitchen of the pub slash hotel where we're staying. And so yeah, this is the room. I'm staying with a lovely friend, if you can see. Nice rooms here. So if you are coming to Snetterton, Nag's Head is called. Nag, I think Nag means a horse. It's absolutely good. One thing I really wanted to show you is a lot of people ask me about my kit, about recording and stuff like that. So GoPro 7, GoPro 4, which I don't really use much to be honest, GoPro 4 again, and a audio recorder, which I hardly use to record the sound of the bike. But I still have it. This is a secondary GPS recorder, extra batteries, some adapters, earplugs and stuff, and a 360-degree camera. And obviously that is the kind of a wind blocker for the GoPro 7, which works really, really well. Now we're going to go back to the racetrack and I'll show you some stuff from there. So that was the back of the Nag's Head hotel or pub or whatever you want to call it. A bit of a bed and breakfast thing. Looks alright from the back, and it's nice and humble from the front as well. Plenty of parking at the back. So yeah, catch you guys at the track. Welcome back everyone. Now don't be shocked and surprised by the length of this video. Trust me, I will make it absolutely worthwhile for you, especially when it comes to chasing performance. You will really see how I got from a 2:12, which is a crazy slow time at Snetterton, to a 2:05, which I'm quite pleased with, to be honest. Now I'm recording this in January 2022, so I realized after looking at the footage and speaking to my mate Gogo that we didn't really make session 1 because we took so long coming out of the hotel, fueling up, which you saw in the beginning of the video. We actually didn't do session 1. So what I'm going to do is show you session 2. In this session, there's going to be unfortunately a red flag, which really wasted 70% of the whole session. So really gutting. However, we did manage 2-3 laps in this session. So let me show you a rare silliness, but there's a big reason why this happened. That was a close one. Now that was my very good mate Gogo Gomez, who unfortunately had a complete bike cutout in session 2. So after the red flag we went out and we only had 2 or 3 laps, and that happened. I went on to the actual kind of the dirty part. When that happened, I came straight into the pits, cleaned my tires up, and you know what, I just saved myself for the next session. Anyhow, let's start with session just before lunch, where I go from a 2:12 to a 2-minute 10. I've deliberately included the 2-minute 12 lap time because this is where I was stuck on. Even in April, I was stuck on 2-minute 12 and I could not get out of this crazy number. And even yesterday, I was stuck on this. So let's start with the 2-minute 12 and then we'll chop this lap time down slowly as we go along throughout the day. Okay guys, let's very quickly discuss what led to that 2-second gain in that session just before lunch. Now the tire combination I'm using is a Pirelli SC1 slick in the front and a Metzeler TD slick in the rear. This combination works really well for me. It's given me no issues whatsoever. If you want to know more about this Metzeler TD tire or this combination, I'm going to be doing a video in about 4 days time on it with some comments from Sylvian Guntoli as well, who was testing this tire at a No Limits event, and I've also done a full video on this Metzeler TD tire. Anyhow, now 2 seconds were gained on the second lap when some fast boys overtook me in this fast group. Now what I did was I kept in touch with them. I kept them within 2 seconds or a second and a half from me. It's always good to follow a really good fast rider or a trainer or a coach. What I did was stayed behind them, followed their consistent lines, and where they were a little bit braver, especially in sector 3, which was my Achilles heel, I was a bit braver as well, which led to the gain of the 2 seconds. Now guys, what I'm going to do is going to show you some lunchtime stuff, which includes a suspension setup by MTS. I'm going to condense it quite a bit, but I will in 2 days time show you a detailed video with MTS and what changes they did. So I don't want to show the full kind of clip here. It's going to make the video too long. And also guys, don't miss some real good fun with other people, some bikes, some music, and see if you can spot yourself if you were there on that track day. So I did have my suspension set up a year and a half ago, maybe nearly, well actually yeah, a year and a half ago by AP Workshops. Griff, you know, who's the Aprilia guru, you know, he sorted the suspension out. It was a bit of an emergency job, but he did a really thorough job. Griff's setup from AP Workshops has been brilliant, no problem at all. But still, you know, there was 1 or 2 circuits like Brands at GP and here as well. I think I'm nearly bottoming out. I did do the 2-click job, but I'm nearly bottoming out. So I thought I'll visit these guys and see what they say and take it from there.
So hi Abby, been good to work with you today. So you came and spoke to me earlier on and asked what I could provide people and what I could provide for yourself. So I trade under MTS suspension setup. So I do service work as well as however primarily I do suspension setup at No Limits, Track Days, Snetterton, a little bit of Cadwell, the occasional Brands Hatch. And sometimes run some of the events, so some people and some of your viewers will have known me and seen me about.
And what you've done on this bike?
So this bike, we've done a little bit on your preload setting because you're bottoming out on the front fork that I could visually see from your marker that was right down at the bottom of the fork. So this telltale that we got on here was right down there like that, and also Abby was experiencing what the front end was doing. Gone hard on the brakes, the back end was moving around, which is where the back end is starting to lift in the air because the travel is exhausted on the front. Damping wise, now when I first looked at the damping, the compression, which is your compression and rebound, which controls the speed that the spring compresses and the speed that the spring recovers, Abby's, either through his own twiddling, was wound nearly all the way in, or somebody else had done it, one of the two, because it was not in a good place, his damping wasn't. So I've set that initially back to the stock settings, and then I have a bit of a feel, see how it feels like. And judging by how Abby's been riding it, I've done some tweaks away from the standard settings, slightly different, so that it feels correct for me. Abby's yet to ride it, so we'll see how it goes on that. And I've also done some damping settings on the rear. The rear was recovering way too much. We've been riding on the top of the spring, so we've done some changes on the damping on the rear. So we'll see what it's like when he comes back in after his session.
Okay guys, now lunchtime's gone, suspension set up. I'm absolutely gunning to go and tragedy strikes. I am absolutely stupid. Why? Because I was absolutely gunning to go. Everything was ready. The 360-degree camera, the GoPro, everything, batteries were charged. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change the world. And I did not check my fuel level. And the biggest, stupidest mistake, I admit on camera, I should have come in. I went out and I saw my fuel light and it came on. And I thought to myself, I might have one time lap in me or in the bike. And I was so wrong. I'm so embarrassed, but what you got to realize is when I stopped, I went deep into the grass, way deep into the grass. So there was no red flags, there was no yellow flags even. The session just kept continuing and people were just going past, and I just stayed in one position and the cameraman took some amazing photos, which is crazy. So yeah, massive lesson learned guys, and I admitted. And there's a funny clip which my mate took of me when I came from the trailer, the pickup trailer, and here's that clip.
What you do? Uh-oh, that face says, uh-oh.
So a massive lesson learned, that if the fuel light comes on, just come in straight away. Do not try to do another time lap because you're going to look like a fool, which I did clearly. So when I make a mistake, I raise my hand up, and I've learned a lesson. I made a mistake. Anyways, let's start with some meaningful laps from the second last session, and this is where I really start to chop the lap times. So let's start with the second last session. Okay guys, just before I start that session, I need a little bit of patience from you because this session will make a lot of sense to you. Now, when I was at Snetterton, I spotted some chaps from Wiltshire Riders team, some Polish lads, really good-hearted Polish guys, and one of them, Maciej, who is a great guy, Dzień dobry Maciej, who is fantastic on his white BMW. Now, I spotted him on that session and I stuck with him, and by sticking with him, and he had some great lines at certain points on the lap and he was slow at certain points. I think he's he had some false neutrals once or twice as well. So I'm backing you up here, Maciej. I'm backing you up if you're watching. So I follow this guy. Now the lap time goes from a 2:09, a 2:10, a 2:08 and a 2:07, and this is what I want you guys to see, how consistently I followed him and I really used his pace to my advantage, his good lines to my advantage. You will see at some points I'm quicker than him at certain points, but I still deliberately stay behind him because I was learning so much from this guy. So let's start this session. Please be patient with me guys. It's about 3-4 laps, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. So I really hope that made sense, guys, what I said at the beginning of the session, that how staying behind him chopped my lap times. Anyways, we won't talk about it anymore. Let's move on to a little bit of a snippet from Dean Ellison. I won't show the full interview in this video because it's going to make this video more than an hour, and I don't want to do that. So I had a 10-minute chat with Dean, and I will showcase this interview on another video, but I really wanted to show you a little bit of a snippet, and then we'll move on to the last session. How does your coaching work, and what do you provide to the people like myself?
Okay. Yeah, well, my coaching is one-to-one normally. I don't mind doing the odd group booking if there's a couple of mates that are wanting to share a day, but ideally one-to-one, all the sessions, which is on a no limits day, normally 7 times 20-minute sessions, and I work with the individual to their needs really. So I'll be looking at what they do in the first session. So we'll go out, we'll do the sighting laps, and then we'll just let them run free for 2 or 3 laps, and even though it's the first session, I'll still get enough information from body position, picking up the throttle, how they're braking, where they're braking, where their eyes are looking, how they're reading the track, what state's the bike in, is it in the right gear. I don't really go into suspension settings or bike setup unless something's obvious. And then from that information I get in the first one, we'll go through the video footage and then just break down the day. So I'll be looking at all those key areas and fix the big points first, and then whittle it down, and then throughout the day, right to the end, we'll have hopefully fixed most of the problems, and the rider will feel more confident.
So I hope you like that little snippet, guys. What I really wanted you to gain from that is don't be shy or worried or a bit skeptical asking questions from these amazing trainers, whether it's a trainer from No Limits or any other track day company, or Dean Ellison or Jamie Whittam or Gary Walton from Not So Fast, or you've got Mike Spike Edwards, you've got Dale Sykes, you've got all these amazing people out there who are always ready to give help. So never be shy or hesitate to approach these people. Spend a day with them or just ask them a question. So I'll do a proper video including this full interview with Dean another day, but let's move on to something which really bothers me, which people leaving track day early. Last session is the session where you should save yourself to give your best, not be stupid, but give your best. And I'm going to show you in this clip, and if you can spot yourself and packing yourself in the your stuff in the van, you should be ashamed, because all I want to show you with this little fun music kind of clip showing you half a pit lane is how many people have actually packed their bags already, or wearing home clothes or shorts because they have had enough. Please guys, do the last session. Check out this video. Now, did you see how many people were leaving or left already? Except for the last 2 people, Richie and there was another chap. That was a clip from the complete end of the day. So sorry guys, I included you in this list. But yeah, look how many people leave early. You should not leave early. Anyways, guys, it's time to show you the last session. 2 laps I'm going to show you, a 2:07 I think and a 2:05, and you will really see how, especially in the 2:05, the fast lap, I take some of the corners really differently. I L-shape them, I overtake some people quite aggressively a little bit really, but I really kind of try something different. I learned this kind of L-shape taking corners in a Simon Crafer video, and it really helped me a lot. And also how you can make those mini straights by giving it full throttle, you can gain some time. So Simon, I watch a lot of Simon Crafer stuff. He's a really great guy. So let's watch this last session, and I'll talk about this at the end. Now I know this is the summary, but don't switch off because I've got some interesting footage to show you at the end of the circuit, me leaving the circuit. And this is the kind of stuff I really like, because you know, when you've done well at a particular day and when you leave the circuit, you got a bit of a lump in your throat. I have, you know, I'm a bit of an emotional guy when it comes to these things. I'm so lucky to be in this country, you know, being born in India and then enjoying these amazing tracks, and this country has got so much to offer us, and I really like to show this kind of stuff at the end. So stick with this video till the end, guys. But you know, to summarize the day, you saw how I you know, learned a bit about the suspension, you know, learned what I was doing wrong, how I learned from other people. I always absorb information from other people. These long track day videos are never about blowing my own trumpet. It's about what went wrong in terms of parts wise, or what stupidity I did, what I learned, and also what I learned from other people. We always are learning from each other, guys, and don't be jealous, don't be envious of other people, and also learn from these amazing trainers we have as well. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't skip yet, you know, watch till the end. If you like this video for its entertainment value, throw a like, and also subscribe to see more videos like this. I leave you with some nice slow footage of me leaving the track, and it is just sublime. Look after yourself. Take care, guys, and thank you for staying until the end of this video. I am so grateful.